from that, right, you've offered that $5,000. Now from that offer, you can say, oh, okay, cool. Well, I've got some other options that are lower ticket opt-ins. Would you be interested in hearing those? Right? I can tell you more about those. It'll get you started and it'll get you on the way to being able to work up to that bigger program. Hello and welcome to the Chaos to Clarity podcast. My name is Maggie, aka your business bestie. I teach female coaches, speakers, and course creators to release procrastination and perfection so that they can get more done, book more clients, and have the time freedom that all entrepreneurs crave. This is not your typical business coaching podcast. We're talking about business, life, probably some wooey magic, and probably some singing or referencing song lyrics along the way. So if you're into business building, making more money, and getting a little bit of a mindset shift along with having a good laugh, you're definitely in the right place. I've grown 3 businesses from $0 to consistent 4 and 5 figure months over the last 15 plus years. And now I'm helping you do the same thing. It didn't happen overnight, and it certainly didn't happen without the help of others. They say it takes a village to raise children, and I believe it takes a village to grow a business as well. So in this podcast, you'll find people who help you grow your village, cheer you on, as well as holding you accountable. I'm so excited you're here, and I can't wait for you to listen to each episode. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Chaos to Clarity podcast. My name is Maggie. I'm your business bestie. I am your Chaos to Clarity coach, and I am the creator of the Empower Her Business Blueprint. So today I want to talk about what does it mean to have a scalable offer and a scalable offer suite. So this is something that I had not really thought about until about maybe 18 months ago, having an offer suite, right? My previous coaches had said, only have one offer, sell that one offer, get really good at selling that one offer, and just sell that offer, right? Which is great. It's good. And I agree, but I also disagree, right? So when you kind of lock yourself into that one offer, you're kind of landlocking yourself into how much you can make, right? So say you want to generate $100,000 a year, right? And your offer is $1,000 for, we'll say, 3 months of coaching, right? And these are just made up numbers for easy on the spot math. So you want to create $100,000, your offer is $1,000, you work in 3-month packages, and you are doing one-on-one coaching. Okay, so with that in mind, you would need 100 people to say yes to you over 52 weeks, which equals right around 2 people per week, 2 new people per week. Now, for some people, that doesn't sound super crazy. But I will also say, don't forget that there is overhead work in your coaching business, right? There's the coaching piece where you are actively coaching people, you're getting on the calls with your clients, seeing their wins, all that stuff. But there's also the behind the scenes stuff, right? Creating content, connecting with potential clients, getting on client like discovery or sales calls. Okay. So you have to remember that all of that stuff is usually fairly equal in amount of time, or can be seen as like for every 1 hour of coaching, there's probably about 1 hour of behind the scenes work, maybe 2, depending on where you are in your business. So I like to run with 1-to-1 just because, again, it makes for easier math, and it also allows you to see where things are in your business when you start with that 1-to-1 ratio. Okay. So if you are bringing on 2 new people every single month or every single week, that means you are bringing on 8 new people per month, right? There's 4 weeks in a month, and then 2 people per week. So knowing that, like, yes, that $8,000 per month sounds great. But if you start in January, you bring on 8 people, then in February, you bring on another 8 people. Now you've got 16 people on your calendar for one-on-one. Okay. And then by March, now you're adding another 8 people to that mix. So you've gone from 8 to 16, now to 24 people. That's a lot of people on any given week. That means of the 5 days per week, if you're only working 5 days, you're talking to almost 5 clients every single day. And if you're thinking about, okay, I have 1 hour of behind the scenes work for every hour of coaching, that's a 10-hour day every single day. That's 50 hours per week. Okay, so now we can kind of see how this $1,000 price point isn't necessarily scalable. It is achievable. You could absolutely do it. However, I would suggest upping your prices. And I would suggest upping your prices based on the fact that I'm pretty sure you probably don't want to work 10 hours a day, right? I know I don't. And, when you go into business for yourself, people will tell you you'll never work a day in your life. But I will also say you'll never work harder. And most of it is enjoyable, but there's also that like next level of you have to hold yourself accountable. And is it possible to do 50 hours a week for a little while? Yes, sure. But that's 50 hours a week, 10 hours a day with like no breaks. So when you think about your offer and having an offer suite, okay, so you've got your main offer, which is that $1,000 3-month price point. If you would double that cost, right? So you go from $1,000 to $2,000. And this is applicable at any level, right? To raise your costs. So we're going from $1,000 to $2,000 for a 3-month stint of coaching. That now takes you and takes the amount of people you need to serve in order to hit that $100,000 mark and cuts it in half. So instead of 100 people per year, now you need to serve 50 people per year, which instead of 8 people per month, that means bringing on 4 people per month. So you're still making $8,000 at the end of the month, right? If you're bringing on one person each week, they're paying $2,000. That's $8,000 by the end of the month, okay? And then instead of 25 people after a 3-month time period has elapsed, right? Now you're like 12 to 14 people, right? That 12 and a half mark, because 12. It would be 12. So you'd have 12 people, which over 5 days, that equates to like 2 to 3 people per day. Okay. So then that means your behind the scenes work, right, is still probably, I would say, 1-to-1. So if you're coaching for 3 hours a day, you've probably got at least 3 hours of work, right? Between emails, content creation, connection, all those things. So that makes it so much more manageable, right? And then when you think about going from, just one-on-one to adding a group, that's a whole other level and can be really, really achievable, especially if you have an offer suite. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about an offer suite, right? Like, what is an offer suite? Because I have connected with some people who, they have one offer and it's either kind of sort of converting, not converting at all. Sometimes it's converting really well, but again, they're wanting to scale. So when you think about having an offer suite, that again opens things up where you have more options, right? You're still doing one thing. So for me, for example, right, the Empower Her Business Blueprint is part of my offer suite. It is right now, at the time of recording this, it is one-on-one, and it's a 3-month connection with me, and we work on your business. So we work on the offer, we work on your messaging, and we work on getting you to understand how you best sell. And I do a lot of that by incorporating human design and also incorporating my 16 plus years of business knowledge. So when I created the Empower Her Business Blueprint, I knew that that specific program had the opportunity to be scalable, right? And that is what I wanted. I also knew that that program was something that someday I will turn into a group program. And that can also have a one-on-one component to it. So within my offer suite, right? My offer suite is the Chaos to Clarity Coaching Offer Suite. So I have my Empower Her Business Blueprint is actually part of my like mid to high ticket. Okay. And what that means, so what an offer suite is your freebies, right? You have any of your freebies. And then the next step is maybe a low ticket opt-in. And that's anywhere from anything more than free, so $1 to usually I would say anything under $100 is that low ticket, low opt-in range. Okay? And that could be multiple things, right? For me, my human design business readings is going to land in that low ticket offer. Okay. And that is something that it's an easy yes for people to kind of get to know you, to understand what it is that you do, all those things. And that is usually pretty easily sold without a sales call, right? And even once you start to get into the mid-ticket range, which for me and when I work with clients, mid-ticket is usually anywhere from $100 up to sometimes 500, sometimes 1,000. It really depends on what it is you want to sell, where your prices are, and how many opportunities you want people to have. Now, I understand, and I just want to say, I understand the importance of having one offer, focusing on one offer, and selling one offer. I get that, but I will also say, if you're on sales calls, and chances are you will get on a sales call like this, or discovery call, whatever you want to call this, whatever you want to call the calls where you sell to people, right? Whatever you want to call those. You will get on a call and you will tell people what you offer, what your price is. And a lot of people will say, nope, I can't afford that. And when you hear that no, and I'm not saying no's are good or bad, in my mind, no's are actually kind of a good thing. You're sifting out those who either aren't ready or really don't want to work with you, right? So from that no, right, if you say, oh, my main program is, $5,000. And they say, oh, I can't afford that right now. You can go through some of those objections with people and say, oh, okay, well, do you want to brainstorm? Or, is it truly like a money issue that you really just don't have that income? And if it is that, you could say, right, if they say, no, I don't have that money. I really want to do some work with you, but I just cannot afford that, right? Having an offer suite from that, right, you've offered that $5,000. Now from that offer, you can say, oh, okay, cool. Well, I've got some other options that are lower ticket opt-ins. Would you be interested in hearing those? Right? I can tell you more about those. It'll get you started and it'll get you on the way to being able to work up to that bigger program, right? And that really helps, at least I've found, it really, really helps to have that to offer so that you're not just on this call, you have one single offer, they say no, and you're automatically just defeated, and then you end the call and you go and cry in your bed, right? Because that's happened to me. Has it happened to anyone else? It's happened to me. So once I expanded to have this offer suite where, I was going in and on that call, I was able to tell that person, of my offerings, here is what I see is the best fit for you, right? And don't give them all the options right away, right? Give them one. and let them tell you, yes, I like this. No, I don't. And whatever objections come up. Okay, so if they say no, then you can go to your lower price point options, right? Whether that is a $1,000 1 month or $500 or whatever that is, right? And just understanding where they are at can open opportunities for you to work with them. It might be a shorter time period, right? It might only be a month instead of 3 months, or 3 months instead of 12 months. And that just gives them opportunities. It also gives you the opportunity to have small financial wins. And having those wins feels really good when you're on a sales call and somebody says yes. You can go ahead and send the link over and they can opt into whatever it is you have, right? So having that offer suite allows you to have wiggle room to say, yeah, okay, maybe this 3 months isn't great for you right now, whether it's time or financial or whatever it is. So when you have your main offer, building out your offer suite can be really simple, right? From your main offer, you probably have some pillars. And within those pillars, you probably have opportunities where people might want to do just one of those pillars, right? For me, a lot of people want to either work on their offer and kind of market positioning. That's one of the pillars that I work on. Or they want to work on their messaging, which is where I teach them the Evolve content method. So of my like main Empower Her business blueprint, there are 3 main pillars, right? One is offer, one is messaging, and one is sales. And in those 3, right, if I'm on a sales call, I can go to someone, right? I can say to someone, okay, here's the cost of the full program. Let me know what you think. And if they come back and say, no, I can't for whatever reason, I can say, oh, okay, cool. Do you think, doing like a month together, do you think that would help you? And if they say yes, then I give them the opportunity. Well, of the 3, sales, messaging, or offer, which sounds like the best fit for you? I know what I think, but I want to understand what you think, right? And then I can get into what is going to be the best fit for them based on my offerings. And having that offer suite has really, again, allowed me to customize things, to not feel like I'm trapped in a box with my offer, because that was really part of my offer in the beginning, was that I had one offer and it was $2,500 and that was it. You could only do that one thing. And then I moved into about 1 million offers where I had like 5 different opportunities on my offer plate. And it was too much, right? Because each offer was like a big offer. So each of those offers could have had its own offer suite, which maybe someday I'll get back to that. But for right now, focusing on one offer with a number of things that can go with that offer is a great way to have an offer suite. So that then allows me to be scalable. Okay, so when you have an offer suite, maybe you have one high ticket 5K offer. Maybe you have a mid ticket or a mid to high ticket that is $2,500. Maybe you have an $897 in there. And then maybe you have a couple of like 49 or 88 and then a couple freebies, right, in your offer suite. So you have your big top offer. For me, that is, 6 or 12 months of working one-on-one with me. And then you have that mid to high offer, right? And that is where the Empower Her Business Blueprint lies. So I don't offer that top offer to a lot of people. And that's simply because I want to get to know you first. I want to work with you for either, 1 month, 6 weeks, or, 3 months, and really get to know you a little bit better. That top tier is not something that you have to work with me before I'll offer you that top tier. And then that lower mid-ticket offer, right? So I said 2,500 is a high mid-ticket and 897 is a low mid-ticket. So that 897 is like working with me for 1 month. And that is where you can kind of dip your toes in and just really figure out, how I work best, what what it's like to be in my world. And then the $49 or $88 or lower, under $100. Again, those are things that if people are getting on calls with you and they're like, I really just don't have the money. Those are things that I've pre-recorded some things and they have some worksheets to go with it. Typically under $100 does not include a call with me, or if it does, it's just a short 15 or 20-minute call. And then I also have freebies. So I go in, and when I'm selling to people, I usually sell them my 3-month package, and then we go from there. And I have no problems if people are like, nope, I don't want to hear about what you're offering, right? That's fine. Then we carry on with our day. We go our separate ways. Whatever. But if they do, I give them that first option, that higher mid-ticket option, and I see what happens. So having an offer suite then allows you to expand. It allows you to scale, because I can be selling those $49 or under $100 offers all of the time. I can sell those. You could sell those in your DMs, right? Even the 1 month sprints with you. You could sell those in the DMs, yes. You could also hop on a sales call. And those are kind of easy wins for coaches. So if you're interested in more of this stuff, I have a lot more that I can talk about with you. And again, this is all part of the Empower Her Business Blueprint. This is part of the offer, module, you could call it, of the Empower Her Business Blueprint. This is what we go through. I help you figure out your pricing. I help you figure out your offer and your offer suite. And I help you figure out where you can grow, where you can expand. And if you're a manifesting generator, this is going to feel really, really great for you. If you have no clue what a manifesting generator is, get in my DMs and let me know. I'm curious if you're open to human design. I'm curious to see if you're curious about human design. And if you are, again, let me know. Get in my DMs, drop me the word human design, and let's pull your human design. I'll do a short reading for you right there in the DMs, right? I can pull your chart, send you a couple voice notes, and let you know just a couple different places where your human design could really amplify your business. And the overarching kind of theme in the Empower Her Business Blueprint is that I utilize your human design during the whole process, right? In the beginning, I look up your human design and we kind of start to map things out where it feels really good for your human design type, right? So it already is starting to feel good and you're able to see a lot of growth very quickly. So if you're curious about any of this, I do offer free discovery calls. So I'm going to put the link below in the show notes. But if you want to have a conversation in the DMs, please, please, please get in my DMs on Instagram. Let me know if you loved this episode. If you want to hear more like this, I would love to do more of these kind of breaking down, what does it mean to have a scalable offer? What does it mean to have an offer suite? These are all things that I love talking about with everyone. So I hope you have the best day ever, and I will talk to you so soon.